we are going to see India and the world. India having the position of center. We can see the India's position. It is just touching the Indian Ocean. And if we are looking to the other Asian countries, it is not coming that much down. Here it is there, but not like India's position. So very easy, we can say like that. It is a central position to the East and West Asia. At the same time, we can very easily reach to Africa and West Asia as well as to European continents because of our particular position. That is, we can see here in this paragraph the extension between the Indian landmass. It is the central, and that's why we can see central between East and West Asia. And India is the south extent to the Asian continent, southward extension of Asian continent. And we know the Indian Ocean route. That's why very easily we can reach to Europe and West in the west side, and the countries the East Asia and other areas also. Even we can reach to Africa also very easily. So our position, that is very good to make the good trade relation with other countries, especially through means water way or the ocean way. Then we are going to see the why we are calling it, because the Indian Ocean. That answer is here. You can read and understand why. No other country has a long coastal line in the Indian Ocean as India has, and indeed it is India eminent position in the Indian Ocean, which justifies the name of the ocean after it. We are calling it Indian Ocean because we are having the maximum coastal line from India. And the India's position, when we are thinking about the India's landmass, how much it is, 12%, and what is the position of India, that is 7th, we can understand from this map also. And we are moving to next one, the standard meridian, that we can see. It is starting here. It is from 68.7 degree, and it is ending here 97.25 degree, and middle we are taken, that is the 82.2 degree the east. That is the standard time we are taken. 82 and a half degree east we are taken as a standard meridian that is passing through the position we kept as the Misrapur of Uttar Pradesh. So all these things already we explained, and we are moving to next part, the sea route and air route. We can see this is the position of India. This is the position of India, and we can see, let me take a red color pen. This is the position of India, and we can see the aeroplane route. It is starting from here, and it is reaching to West Asia and going to Europe. At the same time, we are having the again it is this is from Kolkata side. Here it is from Mumbai side. Again from Madras side, we are having like the different positions. And if you are looking to the east side, it is reaching to Japan and other countries also. Even we are reaching to America also. We can see that one here. We are reaching to American continents also. Then if you are thinking about the sea route, that also we can see from here, that is Mumbai. From Mumbai we can very easily reach to Europe, and very easily we can reach to West Asia. Very easily we can reach to Africa also. And if we are coming to the eastern side, Calcutta side, very easily we can reach to the eastern Asia. Then the countries like New Zealand, other area. And from downside, from Madras or other coastal area also, it is very easy to reach to any part. Again, if you want to go to America also, we are having the both in both way we can go to America also, if you want to go to American continents. And even we have a good sea route and this one, what we can say, land route to America. And in America made Suez Canal. That's why Europeans very easily they are reaching to India. Let us see the next one. India's contact with the world has continued through ages, but relationship through the land routes as much older than her marital maritime contact. We had the land route through from India to, that time it was Indian subcontinent, up to Afghanistan, up to Kabul, or more than that. So from that very easily we can reach to West Asia side, and from there we can we was going to, Europeans also was used to come to India for trade purpose. And when we are looking to the Himalayan side, there was we made some land route to pass Himalaya and going to China area. So we can see in Silk Route, India also having the big position or sufficient role. We played a major role. And the land route was the oldest one. Then it came maritime, means the ocean route. Then it came the air route, and various passes across the mountains in the north provides passage to the ancient travelers. Even Mongol kings came here and ruled here, and they invaded many times here in India, that we have studied in 7th standard. And from them only the Mughal kings they originated. And this route has have the contributed to exchange of idea. What all things they are exchanging because of these travelers, exchanging of ideas, commodities. That was the in ancient times, spices, cotton, silk, like that things we was exchanging with the travelers, those who was coming. And the exchanging of ideas of Hinduism, our Vedas and other things. We can see Upanishads, Ramayana, stories of Panchatantra, everything reached to the different parts of the world. The next one, our numerals and our decimal system, that also reached into the different parts of the world. And what all things we was sending as a commodity, as a good, we was sending spices. Muslin means cotton, the nice cotton what we was using on that time, like that clothes we are not purchasing, producing very rarely nowadays. Without any machine we was producing that much finest products in olden days. Then other merchandise means what we can say, iron ore and other things we was exporting to other countries. Then the influence of Greek sculpture and the architectural style of dome and minarets from the South Asia that can see in the different parts of the country. The buildings what we made in the time of Mughal, or before that itself we made different types of building. We can see the different, not only one style, it is Greek style, then the West Asian side means Iran, Iraq style, like the different styles we can see what we made our architects, our buildings. Then next one, India's neighboring countries that you know, I don't think that want to explain, just we'll go through. In the northwest area it is Pakistan and Afghanistan, and then in the north side we can see China, that is Tibet, part of China, then Nepal and Bhutan, that is in the north side, and Bangladesh and Myanmar, older name it is Burma, that is in the east side. And the south side we are having the two island countries, one is Sri Lanka and one is Maldives, two countries that is far away, because in between there is ocean. So Sri Lanka and Maldives, it is coming in the north side. We can see here it Maldives, and here it is Sri Lanka. It in between there is ocean. And one of the narrow canal in between India and Sri Lanka, that is known as Palk Strait and the Gulf of Myanmar. And while Maldives are situated in the south of the Lakshadweep, it is very near to Lakshadweep, and we can see many people they are going and working in these both countries, Sri Lanka and Lakshadweep, Maldives, like that countries. Indians are going and working there. And India has had strong geographical as well as historical link with her neighbors. We know when we are thinking about, it was known as the what we was calling it Indian subcontinent. In olden days we had very good relation, means it was a single country, and we know up to Indian independence, up to that time, from here Pakistan to then India, then Bangladesh, all together it was one country. Bangladesh, India and Pakistan all together it was one country. When we got independence, that time we made into two, India and Pakistan, in that West Pakistan and East Pakistan. Again 1961 Pakistan it divided into two countries, Pakistan and Bangladesh. That is all about the boundary, the neighboring countries of the neighboring countries of India. So what all things we want to study? We want to study the different things, very important things. That is first one, this first map. This we want to learn very clearly. This is the outline map of India, political map of India. In that again some changes, it is Ladakh. Again one more change it happened, that is Ladakh, and we know what is given in the textbook, that is little bit different, because India we are having how many states, what we studied up to now, that is little bit different way you want to learn. Okay, this is the first map what you want to learn. Then second one, we want to learn about the timing. This map also very important. Then next one, the position of India, that are no need of any graph and other things, but you want to understand. Then the timing zone of India, that we have seen already, and position of India. So two maps you want to study, not the world map, but you want to learn about world map for history lessons. For geography we want to study about Indian map, page number 3 of the textbook, then page number 5 of our textbook we want to learn. So by this we are completing the lesson, and you can complete your exercise. This is your homework. Thank you. Have a nice day.